Today I'll be catching up on the latest and greatest in Tycoon management games, both recently released and some up-and-coming games you might not have heard about. Whether it's the steady rhythm of a supply chain or the hum of a growing city, that nostalgic pull of the management loop is what keeps us coming back for more. You may think that retail is just all about moving boxes and selling stuff on the shelf, but Discounty proves that the psychology of the shelf is a science. This game forces you to understand the psychology of the consumer and the harsh reality of profit margins in a local discount store. You have to manage a full supply chain while ensuring the store remains attractive to regulars and new customers alike. Friction arises when you have to balance price setting with customer satisfaction. Set prices too high and your stock sits on the shelf. Set them too low and your overheads will crush you. This is a sharp retail-focused Tycoon game that highlights the difficulty of small business logistics. Sports management is a relatively untapped area of Tycoon games. However, Copa City challenges that by placing you in the role of a city captain. Your job won't be on the pitch. It'll be managing the massive logistics of hosting world-class clubs like Manchester City and Arsenal, and that's the extent of my football knowledge. When it comes to the fans, you'll have three distinct types: the ultras, core supporters, and families. Each group has unique traditions, chants, and other such things that they bring to your football match. Whether that's decorations, graffiti, carnival areas, anything that could transform your city and your football field in real time. Friction will arise with the influx of visiting fans beginning to clash with the daily needs of local residents and, the other football fans that are all very riled up. You must maintain a high match readiness metric, which is influenced by the effectiveness of your transport network, security, and food supply. Watching thousands of fans flow through your planned routes in Rio or Berlin is the ultimate test of coordination. Ultimately, it's a very high-stakes strategy game where citywide logistics are the only path to a successful match day. Anno 117 Pax Romana is a monumental step forward for the historical city-building crowd. The game firmly anchors itself in deep Roman-era logistical and supply chain mechanics. This latest title tasks you with the grand overarching challenge of managing the sweeping infrastructure of a sprawling Roman province. You will be stepping into the role of governor, tasked with balancing complex production lines, optimizing vast resource distribution networks, and ensuring the economic stability of the territories from the ground up. Friction arises, though, when you have to scale these massive supply chains without collapsing your fragile economy, forcing you to constantly adapt your macroeconomic strategies to keep your citizens fed and thriving. It is said to be a true test of systematic mastery that has clearly resonated with a significant portion of the community, as it recently hit a massive 1.17 million player milestone. Tavern Keeper has finally moved into the spotlight, and its progress since the initial reveal has been remarkable. This title dives deep into the simulation and social dynamics of the physical efficiency of a kitchen-to-table pipeline. It's not just about serving drinks, it's about managing the flow of patrons and the exhaustion of your staff. It's clear that future expansions will add even more layers to the tavern's daily operations. The game's internal economy is surprisingly robust, requiring you to balance ingredient costs with the prestige of your establishment. Its detailed atmospheric simulation rewards players who focus on the social logistics of the ins and outs of the hospitality industry. Building your hotel empire requires a cold and calculated balance between aesthetic, structural design, and minute-to-minute staff and resource management. This title places a heavy emphasis on room layout efficiency, as every extra second a staff member spends walking to a room is money lost. That said, the great danger is scaling your empire too quickly. A massive hotel with a poor layout is a financial drain that will end a run in minutes. Ultimately, this is a game of architectural precision, where your profit margins are determined by the efficiency of your layout. Moving into the retail sector, Thrifty Business drops you right into the overarching logistical challenges of managing a second-hand store empire. Instead of focusing on minor decorative tasks, the core of this simulation demands deep macro management of your supply chains, from sourcing bulk donations to meticulously optimizing your floor plan to drive maximum customer throughput. You will be tasked with balancing your inventory rotation to clear out low-value stock while highlighting premium items to keep your revenue margins in the green. Conversely, failing to efficiently manage your warehouse logistics will quickly lead to a backlog of unsellable junk. All in all, if you are looking to master the deep operational logistics of the second-hand retail market, I guess, this title is a strong contender for your library, or if you just want to try something new. Now, jumping back to what some may call the golden era of video rental, which is a new sentence for me, we have Retro Rewind, which drops you right into the role of a blockbuster-style store manager. The true heart of this simulation lies in the macro management of building a retail empire from the ground up. You'll be tasked with designing the perfect store layout, managing a massive catalogue of VHS tapes, and ensuring your shelves are always stocked with the latest hits to keep your customers flowing in. Now, that said, scaling up your operations will require you to carefully balance your staffing and logistics against these surging weekend crowds, forcing you to constantly optimize your operational efficiency. This more unique simulation has obviously resonated with the community as it maintains a highly stable few thousand player count since its launch. Ultimately, this is a unique and, for some, deeply nostalgic retail management experience. The 2026 iteration of the Jurassic franchise represents a significant bridge between the park builders of the past and the new era of different management games. It shifts the focus towards the complex macro management of prehistoric ecosystems. You are no longer just building a theme park. No, you're balancing the biological needs of dinosaurs of all things with the logistical strain of a high security containment requirement. Managing guest satisfaction remains a priority, but in this version it is tied much more closely to the health and stability of the animals themselves. That said, the depth of the simulation requires a significant eye for detail. You must anticipate the infrastructure needs of various different species of dinosaur before they become a danger to both you and your visitors. Ultimately, it remains the gold standard for those who want to manage a business where the assets can literally eat the customers. There is a distinct nostalgia in building a settlement from the ground up, and Evershine captures that feeling of growth perfectly. You are tasked with managing the civic infrastructure required to sustain a burgeoning population, starting with basic resource gathering and moving towards more complex social systems as time goes by. Conversely, while the settlement may appear peaceful, the logistic demands are constant. You must ensure your citizens have the resources they need to thrive while maintaining the growing footprint of your town. It's a settlement manager that balances charm with genuinely engaging resource loops. Well, that's me just a little bit more caught up on what's going on in 2026 in Tycoon games. Hopefully it won't be such a long gap before the next video as it has been this time. Anyway, cheerio.